Guys, actually, the merge command we discussed in the last merge command is completed. Completed, na? Right. Okay, fine. Right. So, okay, normalization. So normalization. Okay. So this is the last concept of SQL part, guys, here. And later we started after this topic. I started TSQL language. Okay, na? Right? No. So now here observe normalization. So basically normalization, what exactly, okay, how this normalization techniques are we are using, okay, and where we want to use, when we want to use, okay, these techniques. Okay, let me see one by one. Basically normalization is a technique of, is a technique of, okay, normalization is a technique of organizing data into multiple tables. Okay, organizing data into multiple tables. So why we need to organize the data into multiple tables? Okay, why we need to organize the data into multiple tables means the reason is what? Now suppose the two different data or different informations, when you stored in one single table, there is a some problems are there. Okay, the two different informations, when you want to store in one single table, so there are, we are facing some problems. If you store like that, we are facing some problems. So what kind of problems are we are going to be facing means like a redundancy problem is a one thing, and insertion problem, updation and deletions. So whenever we store the two different informations or two different data into one single table, okay, so there is a problems are like redundancy problems are occurred. That means it was increasing more redundancy. So whenever the data redundancy will be increases more and more, automatically memory also occupied more. That means unnecessarily. So unnecessarily, we are going to be occupy memory. That is a one problem. Not only redundancy and not only memory occupation, along with these two things, we are facing insertion problem. When you want to go for updation problems. When you go for deletion of data, then deletion problems also we are facing along with your table, or when you store the different informations in one single table. Okay, that how it is. First I will show you how the problems are we are going to be faced when we store the data into one single table, right? Let you see, guys. Suppose, for example, let you see, this is one of my table. So this is one of my table. This is one of my table. This table carefully identify, guys. This table carefully identify. So in this table, if you want to identify carefully in this table, okay, we are facing, okay, this is one table. The table name is student details. For example, is one of our tables. Student name, table name is student details. Into this table, okay, we have some columns like a roll number, like a name, like a branch, like HOD name and office number. So these are the few columns, guys, here. Roll number, name, branch, HOD, office number. So into this table, one of the branch students information I'm storing, like CSC branch students information I've stored into this table. Suppose these are all are CSC branch students. Okay, fine. So their roll numbers like 101 size CSC and their HOD name is X and some office number. So like how many the CSC students are there, that all CSC branch students information I'm storing into this table. But guys, here if you want to carefully identify this table, there are two types of data I stored under this table. There are two types of data, that is two different data we are storing into one single table. What is that? What is that means? Yeah, that is what we called as a, that is what we called as a. So up to here, this is student related information. This is called as a student information. Okay, and later from here to here, this is called as a branch information. This is called as a branch information. So here two types of information, student information and also branch information. The two different types of informations, student and branch, I'm storing under one single table. The point is clear now? Storing under one single table. So when we store your data like this, what is our problem here? Let you see the first one. Can you identify here the branch column, HOD column and office number column? These are the three columns are there: branch, HOD, office number. These three columns data, can you see it's a repeatedly happens, CSC, 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 Mr. XXXXX. Mr. Office number is multiple times we can. So can I say it is a data redundancy problem? That is called a data duplicates. This is called as what now? Data duplicates. So like this in this table, branch HOD office number columns are number of times the data will be repeated. So whenever the data will be repeating like this, then automatically, okay, occupied more memory. The memory is also occupied more. Okay, now, so that is what it was happening. This is one problem. That is that data duplicates are increases. When data duplicates are increases, what is the next problem here? Automatically memory also occupied here more. Okay, memory occupied more. Because when duplicates increase, memory also occupied more. That is one. So these are the two problems here there. These are the two problems here is there. Now, along with these two problems, duplicates and memory problem, what is the next problem we are going to be facing? Observe. Insertion problem is there. Okay, how the insertion problem is occur means, let you see. If we have to insert the data of 100 students of same branch, then the branch information will be repeated for all those 100 students. The scenario is nothing but the insertion problem. And reason for data redundancy is two different related data stored in same table. So you just assume there are in CSC branch only. There are 100 students are there, for example. There are 100 students are there, for example. So 100 students information if I store in this table, then your branch your branch column, the data, how many times is repeated here? 100 times repeated this column, 100 times repeated this column, 100 times repeated this column. So that means if my CSC branch there are 100 students are there, then 100 students information if I inserted into this table, then the branch column 100 times it will be repeat. HOD name also 100 times it will be repeat, and office number is also 100 times it is repeated. So that is when we insert more data, then duplicates also increases more. When duplicates are increases more, then memory occupation will be more. Okay now, so this is called as a insertion problem. Okay now, in the next one is second one is what now? Updation problem. What is updation problem, guys? Here, for example, let us see. If you want to change HOD name, then system admin has to update all students records with a new HOD name. Okay now, and if by mistake we miss any record, it will lead a data inconsistency problem, and this problem is occurred updations. What it mean? What it mean? For example, in this table, okay, this is our table, and HOD name is also there, XXXX. Just observe, after few years, your HOD is going to be left from your college. Okay, now your HOD is left from your college. And whenever the HOD is going to left from my college, then college management people are taking new HOD. Yes or no? The new HOD name I want to update in place of X. So there are hundreds CSC students. There are 100 students in this branch. Then whatever that 100 times I need to update my HOD name. In such a cases, suppose are you updated like this? The new HOD name is Y. Okay. And now I'm giving like this. So out of 100 students HOD names, when we update those 100 students, so just assume like this: some students HOD column data updated, and some students HOD column data I was not updated, either by unfortunately or fortunately by mistakenly, whatever it is. Okay now, so there are 100 CSC students, so few students HOD name is changed and few students HOD name is not changed. So when it was going to be happening, when your table is having a big data, so this kind of confusion, this kind of possibility and mistakes was going to be happen. So whenever this kind of mistake is happen, later what it is a problem here? In this table, few CSC students HOD name is showing Y, and few students HOD name is showing X. So when it was having like this, then we know that, so who is your exact HOD? We can't tell it. Why we can't tell it means some students HOD name is X and some student HOD name is Y, it is showing. So in this X and Y, who is your HOD? Nobody can tell it. It will be confused to us. So did you remember this kind of confusing of data? This kind of confusing of data is called as a data inconsistency. So data inconsistency in the demo classes only I was explaining to you. In the demo only I was explaining to you, okay, data inconsistency means confusing of data. Some rows are showing HOD name is X, some rows are showing HOD name is Y. So in that cases, the data inconsistency is nothing but confusing of data is occurred. So this problem also, there is a chances to occur when you have the big data, or when you have a large scale data, the large scale data when you have it now. So there is a chances to occur updation problem, because multiple hundreds of records I need to update means definitely by mistakenly some records are updated, some records are not updated. So at this time it will be getting a problem. This is updation problem, right? We come to next deletion problem. For example, the third one is going to deletion problem. So deletion problem, what it was telling us means, for example, you can see, suppose this is my student table. In this table, generally, that means what we did here, the both people, the both kind of information we stored. It means the student information as well as, okay, what is the next person is branch information, both I'm storing into one table. Now just assume, suppose you are a BTech student. Okay, you are a BTech, so CSC student is a BTech student, okay, right? Now, suppose your academic is completed, guys. So that means your 4 years of duration of BTech successfully you completed. So whenever your academics completed, that means academic completed, your BTech is completed, definitely students are left from my college. Yes or no? They want to left from our college because their academics completed. The 4 years of academic is over. So when they completed, then automatically the students are left for college. So when they left from college, okay, it means, so whenever the students are left from my college, then my point is what now? Why should I want to store those students' data in our table? So when their 4 years of academic is over, the 4 years of academic is completed, then they left from college. At that moment of time, I want to delete those students' data. But your problem is what now, guys? Can you see carefully? Can you see carefully? If you want to delete a student data, if you want to delete a student data, okay, if I delete a student data, along with the student data, your branch data also we are losing. So when you delete a student data, automatically branch data is also deleted. Yes or no?
Hey,
Yes. When you delete a
hello.
student data,
Young boy last
automatically branch data also deleted.
last
But here
end
the
close
point is
చేసావా
what now? I want to delete only students now. I
ఏమో
don't want it
లాక్డౌన్
go
అంటే
for
నేను
branch because branch is having in my college. Branch details is
షిఫ్ట్ అయ్యేది
required
కదా
for
అక్కడ
me.
నేను ఒకవేళ వస్తే మంచిది
I don't want it what student, because students academic is completed, they left from my college. Then students data I want to delete. But the problem is what
సరే
now?
సార్
When you deleted student data, automatically branch data also deleted. So this is also deletion problem. Okay, no? So that point only. At that point only I said, what is the problem? In our student details table, two different informations are kept together. One is students information and branch information. So that at the end of the academic year, if student records are deleted, then automatically we will also lose a branch information. This is called as a deletion problem. So one specific data, if I want to delete, along with that data, another data also will lose. So these are the problems of when you're storing two different informations in one table. So now the problem understand now? First one, redundancy increases, memory occupied more, insertion problem, updation and deletion problems are occurred. This is why it is occurred means because of reason your table is not normalized. Your table is not normalized. So when your tables are not normalized, then this kind of problems are we are going to be facing. So to overcome these problems, then we want to implement one of the technique. The technique is called as what now? Normalization. Okay. So that's why the clear observe normalization is a technique of organizing the data into multiple tables. Okay, now. So instead of storing two different related informations in a one table, problems are there. So instead of storing like that, what normalization is telling us means, the normalization is telling us, okay, why are you storing like this? Instead of storing like this, students data separately stored in one table, branch data separately stored into another table. So your two different related information should be stored in two different tables. When you storing the two different related informations in two different tables, that is called as a normalization. That is called as a normalization. So normalization means what now? The two different related informations are storing into two different tables. Instead of one table, I'm storing into two tables. It's nothing but multiple tables. So when you have to storing like this, the type of mechanism, the type of concept is called as what now? Normalization. Okay, now understand now that what is normalization definition, right? Now let you see. Now the problems we identified here. So what is and how to overcome this problem? So the question is how normalization will solve all these problems. How
Ah,
normalization is solve all these problems,
నాకు తెలియదురా.
right? Now we can come out and see.
వాడికి ఏమైనా
Now this
చేసాడేమో
is our
సాయి
table.
కొడుకు ఏమన్నా.
Actually, student details. This is our table. So this table I need to decompose now. So what I'm going to do now, we need to decomposing a student table into two tables like below. So here the meaning of decomposing. What is the mean by decomposing means? Decomposing is nothing but a splitting, is nothing but a dividing, is nothing but breaking your data. So dividing table, otherwise splitting your table data or dividing your table data or breaking your table data. So that is called a decompose. Decompose means divide, split, break it. Okay, now that is the mean of a decompose. So now student details table. Now I'm going to split into dividing into two tables. How it is here? Now two separate tables. One is student details. In the student details, I'm storing roll number, name, and student branch name. And next, the second table is called a branch table. In branch table, branch name, HOD, office number. So now what I did here, students information storing under student table, branch information storing under branch table. Point understand? Now if you store like this, what it was happening here, we reduces redundancy. Previously, more redundancy was there. Number of columns data, repetition of data will be repeated. But now we reduces means less redundancy. Less redundancy. Okay, na? So we reduce redundancy. We reduces redundancy. We reduces redundancy. When you reduces redundancy, then less memory is occupied. Yes, or no? Automatically your memory will be occupied less. And now you can see if you want to insert your student data, you can insert student data under student table. Okay, na? If you happily you can insert your student data, student table only can insert. Now if I want to update my HOD, how many rows updating here? Only single row. So why to another HOD Z? Simple, only one row. But there are hundreds of rows. I don't need to update here. Only one single row HOD name I changed it.
ఏయ్,
And if you want to delete your data, so which data you
అరే
want to delete,
నాకు
you can
వాడి
delete
రా
it.
గుడ్
Student
టైప్
data deleted.
వేసినట్లుండ్రే.
Happily you can delete a student data from
మా ఇన్ని
student
రోజులు
table.
ఉన్నాయి రూపాయి చేసినట్టు భయ్యా.
So once I deleted student
అది ఇన్ని
data,
రోజులు
my
యాడ్
branch
బాగుంటాయి
data
మా
will not affected
ఒకరోజు టీమా.
because my branch data is having into another separated table. That's why you can delete your student data happily, but that will not affected
అది
on
నానే మా
branch.
రాత్రి గట్ట ఏందయ్యా.
So branch data as usual just keeping it. So we didn't lose branch data whenever or when we deleted student data. So these are the problems we avoided when we create or when we use to store your data in multiple tables. That's the reason. That is the reason in your database can you see everyone storing like this. So employee information purpose, employee data storage purpose, one table, department storage
ఏయ్,
purpose, one table, students table purpose, one table, course details, one table. So why we are creating multiple tables to store the related information means when you have to store every particular data, if you want to store in a particular table, then it is a more flexibility and a more advantages. We can avoiding insertion, updation, deletion, and data redundancies and memory occupations. Like this, you can be maintained. That's why you can see any database, you can see every table is a separately created, every table storing into separate data. Suppose products table, related information, orders table, order information, customer table, customer information, employee table, employee information, department table, departments information, branch table, branch information. Okay now. So why the people will be storing into separate tables means because of reason. This is the reason. Understand now? And when you store your data in such a way, then that is called as a normalization. That's why almost every industry is going to be storing the data in such a pattern. So that means we are automatically following normalization technique. Okay now? So this is what is normalization, normalization problems, and how to avoid by using of normalization technique. Right now, but here in this normalization technique only, okay, there are some other, that means there are some types of techniques are there. That means normalization techniques are total 6 types here. One is we called as a first normal form, second one we called as a second normal form, third one we called as a third normal form, and fourth one is BCNF, boys code normal form, and fifth one fourth normal form, and next one fifth normal form. The total number of normalization forms are, there are 6 forms are there. First form, second form, third form,
BNF.
BCNF,
BCNF.
fourth and fifth. But in this techniques, in these 6 techniques, every technique is having its own rule, its own rules, and its own characteristics. Okay, its own nature. So like this, each and every normal form is telling one techniques, and one techniques we are going to be implemented to avoiding the technical related problems, okay, when it was there in the table. So let you see, I will explain each and every technique along with examples, then you will get some idea. Every technique having its own the characteristics, its own mechanism, and that mechanisms how we can use it on a tables. Okay now, right, let me see first one, first normal form. What is first normal form? So when a table to be in the first normal form, when a table to be in the first normal form, that means how can you say my table is in the first normal form? How I can say, how I can say my table is under first normal form? Okay, na? So there are few rules are there. When your table is supporting the following 4 rules, when your table is supporting the following 4 rules, then we called as a first normal form is satisfied by my table. Okay. Now first one is what observe. Each
Hey!
column should contain
యాడికి రా
atomic value. Atomic means single value.
యాండికి ఇదిలోకి
What it was telling, each column should contain atomic value. Atomic is nothing but single. Now you can see in the example below, column 1 is there, column 2 is there. In column 1, in column 1, every value is a single, A, B, C. So in this column, everything will be clear, nothing problem. But in the second column, do you want to identify guys here? Okay, here, first row having XY and WX. This is correct, but this is not a correct. Because in the first rule of first normal form, what it was telling, each column should contain atomic value, that means single value, but here 2 values are there, x comma y, so w comma x, so this is not supported. That means whenever your table is storing like this, then immediately you need to avoid that problem. That means I have to break it,
రేయ్
because if you store
ఆడ పావులు
the
ఉంటాయి రాత్రి
multiple
చూడలా
values into a
అలాంటి పావులు ఉంటాయి
particular
ఆడ
column here in such a way, then your table is not in the normalization.
ఇప్పుడు రాడు ఆయన
Your table
రాత్రి
is
కనిపిస్తాడు
not in the normalization, because if your table should be
పిచ్చిగారు
there
అయినారు
in the first normalization,
ఇప్పుడు లాలు
each
రాత్రి
column
రాత్రి
value should be
ఓకే
unique. That means not unique, each column should be single. Every
ఓకే
column of a row should have a single value. Every column of a row
యాడికే
should have a single value, and we should not maintain like this. This
కంపేసేనా
is first rule is telling by your first normal form, right? Now
కంపేసేనావా
in the second rule, what is my second rule is telling, guys? A column should contain values that are same
మా
data
స్విచ్ బోర్డ్
type.
దాన్ని ఛార్జింగ్ పెట్టుకుంటా ఇది మీ
Suppose
ఛార్జింగ్
your
వైర్
column is belongs to which particular data type. That data type related data only I want to store. For example, your name column is there, date of birth column is there. Name column data type is
ఛార్జింగ్
varchar.
వైర్ ఇటీమంటే పెట్టినానా
Date of birth column is a date. So
contain
now
value that is the
in
same
name column, if you see, and date of birth column, if you see, name column Sai character, Jones character, but here in name column, are you storing date data type? This is not allowed. Okay, because my column data type is a varchar type, but are you try to storing date data type? If user trying to do like this, then this is not supported. Here, okay, date, this is correct, but this is wrong, because Miller is not a date format. Miller is a string, character string format. So now that every column, the column is which type of column, that type of data only should be stored and maintained. This is second rule of first normalization technique. Right? Now, third one. Third one is called as what now here? All columns in the table, all columns in the table should have a unique names. So that means you are, suppose are you created one table. In your table, you can create number of columns, and every column name should be unique name. It means what you understand? Duplicate column names are not allowed. Duplicate column names are not allowed. Okay. So now we can see, for example, these are columns. These are columns, right? So, but here, this column name and this column name both are same. But actually, my rule is what it was telling us. My rule: every column should be unique name. Every column should be unique name. Okay, na? So duplicate column names should not be contained. If you are having like this is not allowed here. Every column name should be unique. Duplicate column names are you try to putting, okay, then immediately error, it's not allowed. This is third rule. And next, the fourth rule. Fourth rule, what it was telling, guys, the order which data is stored, the order which data is stored, the order in which data is stored doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So that means whatever the order you can see, 1, 2, 4, 3. So Storage of data is not necessary to follow a particular order. You can store your data in any manner: 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 4 3, 2 4 3 1, 3 2 4 1, okay, 4 3 1 2. So any manner you can store. It's not necessary I have to store like 1 2 3 4 5 6 in such a sequence order I want to store. So that kind of a necessity is not required. Your
ఏంటమ్మా
wish, your order of the data
ఏడా
can be stored any manner.
అది పెట్టాను
It's
బాగుండా
not needed to have a exactly order. Okay, not necessary. You can store any manner. So these are the guys here, the
కలిసి
four
కాడ
rules are there in the first normalization technique. Okay, na? Right. So
మట్టి
each and
ఉంది కదా
every rule
ట్రాక్టర్ల
understand
మీద
na? First rule, what it was telling, each column should contain atomic value. That means single value only. Multiple values of a column in a row not allowed. Second one is what now? Every column data type related data only stored. Suppose your column data type is integer, are you trying to storing string format data? So it is not allowed. Third one is what it was saying, that every column name should be unique name in the table. In your table, you can create any number of columns, but every column name should be unique name should be maintained. And fourth one is a order. Order is not a necessary to have a exactly order. The order may be 1 2 3 4, maybe 4 3 2 1, maybe 3 2 4 1. Anything, any way you can store it, nothing problem. So when your table is satisfied these four rules, then only we can say your table is under first normalization technique. Is under first normalization technique. Understand? Na? Now let you see one table example. Observe. Student table is there, guys.
సార్
Carefully
ఇప్పుడు
observe.
రాడు మళ్ళా కొత్తారు
In student table, completed roll
పిచ్చి
number,
నా
name,
కొడుకు ఇప్పుడు
subjects,
రాడు రా
columns are there, and some data inserted. By
ఇప్పుడు
seeing
రాడు
of this table, can you tell me, guys, here, this table is satisfied all four rules. What
నో
are the four rules are there in the
నో
first
నో నో
normalization?
నో
That all four rules are satisfied or not?
నో
Come on, open your chat box and tell me.
నో
All four rules are satisfied or no?
నో
Which rule is not satisfied?
సెకండ్ రో
Anybody expecting which rule is not satisfied?
చికెన్ 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 బ్యానర్ పెట్టేసింది అడ్డం ఆ బ్యానర్ ఆడ పెట్టగాక గోడకు పెట్టు బ్యానర్ ఎందుకు ఆడ పెట్టాను అని చెప్తానే వాడు తీస్తాము దింకెళ్దాము ఎందుకు నాటేస్తావు కంప? కడుపు మండిపోతాడికి ఆ టీవీ చూడలేక మీరు చేస్తుంటే.
Right? Okay. Yeah. So all are satisfied, but the first rule is not satisfied. What is your first rule, guys? Here, every column should contain atomic value, but unfortunately, this one is a Java, Oracle, and C++. This is not satisfied. Okay, now, so first rule is not satisfied out of 4 rules. Remaining 3 rules are satisfied. So then what we want to do? Then what we want to do means there's 2 values I need to break.
ఇప్పుడు కంపెనీ ఆటేస్తున్నా
There's
పోయ్యా.
2 values I need to break.
సరే నాటేబో.
Okay, how we can break it here? Observe. So you're telling us the above table already satisfies 3 rules out of 4 rules.
చెట్టు కాడ తీసుకొస్తా
As
మా భయ
all
మళ్ళీ.
our column names are unique, we have stored data in the order when we want it, and we have not intermixed different type of data in the columns. But out of 3 different students in our table, 2 students are having and 2 students are opted more than one subject. So Java, Oracle, C++. But your subject name is having a single column, but as per first normal form, each column must contain atomic value. Okay, na? So that is not satisfied. So to avoid this problem, we have to break the values into atomic values like below. Like below. Now you can see it. So now I just break it. Roll number, name, subject. So Oracle, Java, Python, C, and C++. So now all 4 rules are satisfied, right? Yeah, all 4 rules are satisfied. Okay. Now, and here one thing I was applied here, composite primary key I was applied. I was applied composite primary key. And I think all of you know this composite primary key. Composite primary key is nothing but a primary key when you applied on more than one column or else multiple columns, then it is called as a composite primary key. So composite primary key are you applied how many number of columns, that all columns combination of data is going to be checking or verifying. So in such a reason, in this table, there is a no duplicate data because I was applied my composite primary key on roll number, name, and subject so that the 3 column combination of data is checking. So now we can see, guys, 3 columns combination of data. Is there any duplicate? No, not at all. Because this is 101 Sai Oracle. This is 101 Sai Java. So these 2 are not a duplicates. This is a different, this is a different. Okay, now because we applied here composite, and anybody having a doubt composite primary key, so please go to constants concept, and there I was given composite primary key how it was working. So please, if anybody having a confusion, so please go to there and check it. You can go to there, read and tell me. Okay, na? Right. So that means composite primary key is applied in this table. So that means there is no duplicates here. Every row data is a unique row data, right? Now all 4 rules, whatever we said, that all 4 rules are satisfied by this table. Now you can say now this table is in the first normal form, right? Now, so this is first normal form. Okay, the completion here, and the second technique is second normal form. But guys, here Okay, second normal form. Now tell me guys here, the second normal form we will see tomorrow guys here. Tomorrow I will go for, but tomorrow tell me, are you coming to class tomorrow? Because tomorrow Ramjan, na? So Ramjan festival is there. So what is your choice? Are you coming to class? Are you coming to class means I will take a class. If you're not coming means I will cancel my class. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
ఎన్ని
somebody saying
చెప్తాడు
yes,
చూడు
sir. Yes, sir, we are coming. Somebody saying holiday. Okay.
పోయా పోయా కంప ఆడు కొట్టేసాలి అది నాటి పో
Yeah, that's why I'm asking to you
ఆడుల్లా
guys.
కంప అది నాటేసి
Okay, do one thing, yeah. Tomorrow,
నాటి
because
నాటి
all of you staying at home only, na. Okay, do one thing. So tomorrow we will just log in. Okay, tomorrow just log in. If a strength was good, the good strength is coming. I will take class. Okay, like half an hour class I will take like this. If strength was not good, na, so complete class will be cancelled. Okay, na. So it's a depending on you only. If more students are coming out, okay, then I will take half an hour or 40 minutes class. I will take it. Or else strength was very less, so I will cancel my class. Okay, na? Yeah. So that we will see tomorrow as per the strength of students. Okay, na? We will decision we will take it. I think this is not a big problem because all are staying at home only, na? So no problem for you. Okay. Yeah. Right now. Right. Yes. Okay. So I stopped here and uh, tomorrow we will see. Okay. Tomorrow we will see what it was. Okay. Right.